Hey YouTube, let's go Goolwa to Aldinga Beach. Let's go. Quick flight today, roughly about 20 minutes. It's probably going to be less than that. 4,500 feet on the way across, and let's look out for aircraft.
Hi YouTube, welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Hi, my name's Gunny.
Well guys, here's Goolwa Airport, and this is where we're starting our flight today. So we'll be taking off. We've got a light wind of about 8 knots coming from 312. So we'll be taking off, heading out. We'll do a circuit over the airport and head out, and then we will arrive at lovely Aldinga Beach, right near the beach, and you can see it there from this screenshot. Both these airports are ones that I've recently built, so hope you like them. They'll be available to download in the description. You're going to need some libraries though. Right guys, strap in, let's go. Let's get flying. Welcome YouTube, welcome to Goolwa. Today we'll be taking a flight from Goolwa across to Aldinga. A relatively short flight of about 20 nautical miles, but it does take us from the plains over the mountains or over the hills and into the coast of Adelaide, southern Adelaide suburbs. Goolwa is situated at about 104 feet above sea level. Aldinga is 110 foot above sea level, so we'd be on a 20 nautical mile trip, allowing for magnetic variation. Our direction is 314 minus 8 degrees east, gives us 306 degrees. Our wind today is currently from 312 at 8 knots, so I've picked the appropriate runway. Happens to be the grass one here at Goolwa today. So we'll be taking off, aiming to climb to 4,500 and then descending down in. And we may even take a little run down the beach first before we come back and actually land at Aldinga. So it should be a scenic flight, not too long, and we're pretty much ready to go. So let's go through, check everything before we hit the road. So we have plenty of fuel, brakes are on, so we'll check. Engine instruments moving there, everything's in the green. Vacuum rises with the RPM, that's looking good. Drop this away, everything's turned on now. Our avionics and masters are on. Everything here is in. Mixtures all the way in. Flaps are all the way up. Let's check everything. So let's set a little bit lower and we'll look out to the left. So we go left, right. So left is up, right is down. Check to the other side. Left is down, right is up. That's good. Flaps down all the way. Check the other side. All the way down, all the way back up. Excuse me, I got a little cough. Back in. All looking good. Check our trims. Let's have a quick look down there. Trims are right. Fuel in the right setting on both. The biggest tank. Engine run up. Let's do that. So, brakes on, up to 1700 RPM. And we drop the magneto back to a single one. There we go. Small drop. Back up. Check the second magneto. RPM drop, but recovers. That's good. Working well. Back. So we're ready to go. So we're going to depart. If we make the 600 feet and we don't have any engine failure, we'll continue to climb, and we will do a left-hand circuit and climb over the airport. We'll depart overhead the airport. If we have an engine failure below 600 feet, we will land directly ahead, find somewhere comfortable to do that, and if we make it towards the 1,000 foot mark, then we will return to the airport as best we can, being very cautious as always. So ready to go, seatbelts on, doors closed. Let's power up and let's get on our way. Goolwa traffic, Cessna 172 departing runway 34 for Aldinga. Goolwa. All clear. Check the pattern. And back to the middle. Okay, ready to go. Powering up. Right rudder. Holding us straight. Remember, as we get faster, we'll need a little bit less as we get more authority. And on the grass, there'll be a little bit more drag in the process of getting off. So we're getting going. Lots of right rudder at the moment. Speed's alive, 50 knots, coming up to 60, rotating, nose up. Coming up past Aldinga, coming past Goolwa Airport. Okay, that one will be available to download if you would like it. It's pretty bare otherwise. Climbing on, maintaining our heading, which we're not quite. Bring it back to 340, climbing at about 75 knots. Little trim to maintain that. Turning left circuit, easing off on the right rudder as we do so. Watching our speed, making sure we don't let that decay. Coming around 3, 1, there we go, that'll do. Continue to climb. Coming up to pattern altitude. Checking around. Seeing we do have a glider down there, or a trike. Keep your eyes open and out of the cockpit. Continue to climb. 500 feet per minute is sufficient. See that trike travelling around behind us there? He's well below us, so we'll be sitting clear of him. Continuing our climb, continuing our turn. There's another trike over there as well. It's getting a little bit close. Let's just keep our altitude appear to be about 2,000 feet, so let's have a couple of 100 feet distance. And we'll maintain altitude for a moment until we get clear of the runway. A little bit more nose down trim. Look left, look again. One below us. And just see if we can find that one that's behind us. There's a bit of concern when you have a couple of aircraft close to you like that. Okay, let's go back to our front view. Okay, we're on heading, on track. Let's start our clock just to give us a general reference. 2,500 feet. Excuse me. Let's have a look over the left. Can we see anything major? Got a major roads. And again, if you haven't been on the previous flight where I flew here from Murray Bridge, this is Victor Harbour over here. This is Middleton here. And you can fly to this coast all the way around. Kangaroo Island is out the other side as well, but that's some distance away. That too is probably worth a flight over to Kangaroo Island one day. 3,300. Continuing to climb. Checking our mixtures. We need to just lean out a little. Give that a moment to recover. Have our VFR signal transmitting on the transponder 1200, and we'll continue to climb, checking right and left. See that major road down to our left, which puts us on the right course. Let's look at the right side. Can we see anything major there? Just lean over and have a look. There's that major road. There's a pair of those coming in and joining. And we should be to the left of where they join. So our track is perfect. Should be left of that join there. Let's go back to our forward view, check our instruments. We're at 4,500. Leveling out. Trimming nose down. Gaining speed. We'll just back off on the RPM a little now. Remember, you need to save your engine. Don't need to have it running at 100%. Just trim out for the speed. Check our heading. Look to the left. Down the coastline, you can already see down there. Up to the right, so Adelaide is out through that quarter window. Gawler would be around where the strut is if you followed the mountain up. These hills here are around about the, let's just check, I made a note of the altitudes because you must check what the altitudes are. 1,352 feet is the highest point near us within 10 miles. According to the aviation map I have sitting in front of me. Trimmed out nicely. Let's check everything. Fuel. It's probably just a little bit too lean. Let's bring that back a little bit. Temperatures all in the green. All good. Heading is out. Let's go back a little to the right. This is a really pleasant flight. Now the airport, we should start thinking about the airport as well when we arrive at Aldinga. Aldinga has 4 runways to choose from. 2 major ones, runway 32 and 14, the opposite end. 03 and 21. And then there's 2 smaller ones, 3618 and 3214 spoke about, 08 and 26. So there's a real selection. A couple of those are quite small, so I'm not planning to do that. The wind's supposed to be coming from 310 at 8, 312 at 8, so we'll use runway 32, which is essentially the heading we're on. So that'll make it easy to identify the strip as we get to the runway. Now at this point we should also make an inbound call because it doesn't take too long to get there. Goolwa traffic, Cessna 172, 10 miles east, inbound. Goolwa. I'm sure we'll get asked what altitude are you at if someone was to ask. Goolwa traffic, Cessna 172, 4,500 feet, 10 miles east of Goolwa, 10 miles east of Aldinga, inbound. Aldinga. Very easy to get tongue-tied, isn't it? It's okay. That's the real world. Just haven't flown for a long time, you know. It's been a while since I've been in a plane, but loving X-plane. It's really helping me to get myself back into the picture again. Heading is good, looking for the runways and the airport. That looks like it could be there ahead of us. Let's just have a bit of a zoom. Can we see it? So we have water. We have town there, so that's getting close. It's the town of Aldinga Beach. So at this point we will commence our descent. So we will go full rich. Fuel, good. Everything's good. Heading in the right direction. That's all good. So we'll set ourselves up for a 500-foot descent, and I'm just going to turn because I haven't actually identified the runway yet. Airport. Look for it. Shouldn't be too hard to see from here. Should be a bit further across. There we go. It's just gone behind the quarter panel. We'll just rotate a little bit further right, roll right, and there we go. And that's our intended runway there, so we'll fly overhead, and then we'll join the downwind at the far end. Maintain our descent. Back up on the power a little. Now you use your pitch to control your speed, but you use your throttle to control your descent rate. So maintain your attitude, but then adjust the throttle to give you the desired descent rate. Looking around, it can be a busy airport. So I want about 80 knots or better, so I'll bring the nose down so our speed increases, and I'll put power on to arrest our descent rate. Looking out. We'll take a long lap. We'll head out to the coast over Aldinga town and then come back around. It's such a short flight and it's so easy to get the altitude. Losing it's probably a little bit more difficult than gaining it in this situation, so let's do that. But we can't go too far north, otherwise we get into Adelaide International Airport airspace. So we'll make a left here, look for traffic, and we'll head out and we'll plan to come back in and join the left downwind for that runway 320 or 32. Looking at the front, keep our eyes open, keep scanning for aircraft, maintaining our descent. I'm just going to expedite that a little bit. I've done some work on this runway, so there's buildings and hangars, aircraft. There's a really nice cafe here when I came last time, so everything's just populating down there. I think my draw distances were a little bit longer than that. Go left a little, again not wanting to encroach on Adelaide airspace. Right on the limit of that, I would suggest right now, so we'll go further left and continue to descend. So coming back down to our pattern altitude. You remember what it is? 110 feet is our airport level above the sea, mean sea level, MSL, so we need to be 1,104 feet. I think we'll negate the 4 feet, eh? Quite pretty out here. I think we need some boats and some more aircraft. What do you think? I think that's something I will do when I get some free time, maybe today or tomorrow. This is Z17 Ortho for XP scenery. So looking pretty good. And I think we're in a position where we can make a turn around now. We have a little power as we come around, watch our descent rates and speed. And upset the residents by being too noisy. Go down a little further south, down to Karakalinga. My old boss has got a nice place. Nice little holiday. Okay, so quickly, which runway are we going to use? Can you see it? Yes, we're going to use this one here, and we're going to join left downwind. Holdinga traffic, Cessna 172 joining left downwind for runway 32, Holdinga. You just have to be conscious that you have the hills out to the right as well when you're approaching this airport and doing your circuits. So let's line up nicely there. Still need to lose just a little bit of height to bring ourselves down to pattern height. A little bit of RPM though. So pre-landing, brakes, fuel quantities, fuel switch, harnesses, hatches and heat if we had some. Got radios. There should be there really should be a carby heat here, unless this model is fuel injected, and maybe that's not the issue that we have. So here we go. With that, we need first stage of flap. Trim out for that. My trim wheel's a little on the slow side today. Turning left. Aldinga traffic, Cessna 172 turning left base for runway 32, Aldinga. So we get 32 over on our left. Check over there, and we can power down. We got some trees to come in over. Okay. Gently coming around. Don't make your turns too tight. I've let my speed drop. It's not a good thing. Maintain 70 knots on your approach. We're going to make that. The wind should be just a little bit to the left. So we'll flaps, trim. It's a fairly long runway, but I've got some speed there. We might have 4 flaps in this one. Fine, coming in, pitching the nose back up, level, holding the off. It's just holding it up, holding it up, holding it up, holding it up. Oh, we got something out on the runway. Wonder how that got there. That's okay. Get through that. Something I think we know who needs to fix that, don't we? So we can see the windsock showing the direction of the wind. That's all good. This is a really nice airport. Happy with how this one's come out. So let's put our flaps back up. It's quiet here. We'll keep ourselves moving. Get off the runway. Up again. Look for a taxiway down the other end here. Well, there we go, guys. That was just a quick nav flight. Very quick, obviously. The next flight we need to do is back to Gawler, which needs to be a long one. We need to fly from here out over the hills, left turn, fly up to see where we go there. Turn a point left to come back over the hills, but it's got to be past where all the airspace is. So that'll be the next one. That'll be a longer flight. That's probably a 40-minute flight, that one. Looking for a taxiway. P-38s. There's actually a museum down here as well, I believe. So it's been a while. It's been a while. So let's get down here. I think we'll just scoot across the dirt for the moment. Maybe I need to add a taxiway. That would be more convenient. Or is that an attempt at having one there? Oh, there is one there. I think we'll go left. So you can taxi into the hangars if you want to. We'll take a tour around, just show you what's here on the way in. I'm going to add some taxiway here to make that a little bit more convenient for us. Another SP there. And fuel up. We can stop in here and pick up some fuel. Bit of a busy day. There's a few people around today. Let's taxi around here. We'll take it as having a private hangar. Eh? Let's make the best of our trip. Stay for a couple of days. Go to the beach. Now, if you happen to be an Aussie and you know this airport, please send me anything that you know of the airport that I can adjust. Obviously, I'm limited to what I have in my libraries, but I would like to have it as close as I can. Sorry about that. Close as I can to actual. Okay. I know these ones face out this way. Reasonably confident that's right. That aircraft's stuck in a hangar. Need to do something about that. It is all the fun of making these airports. Sometimes it's not quite right, but we do our best. Taxi down. And they're waiting to go. Watch the trees. Let's see if we can sneak into the next one. Stop for a picnic. I need to move some trees, don't I? Okay, close your eyes. Here we go. We can pull ourselves up here. I can only imagine this airport's changed a bit since I went there. There wasn't near as many hangars as I remember. but that may be my memory because I'm an old bloke. Okay guys, let's put the handbrake on. Let's turn all the bits we don't need off. Torpedoes, strobes, navs, landing light, we'll leave the beacon going until we're shut down. Taxiway, taxi light, fuel pumps off. Here we go. So we'll just do a quick mag check where we are.
The wind at the field at the northern end, your approach end is about a 1 0
didn't die, that's a good thing. Did drop a little bit.
Occasionally 5 knots of tailwind, and the midfield upwind is 220 degrees.
That's good.
Runway 23 equivalent.
Excellent, so we're all good, and we can shut down. Let's have a quick look, make sure our trims are everything back. Let's put those back ready. My trim wheel is a little bit on the lazy side today. It's tightening up a bit. Okay. Well guys, thank you for taking the flight with me. Look forward to catching you again for another flight with Let's Fly VFR. See you good soon, and don't forget to subscribe and like. See you then. Bye bye.
Wind to 120 at Blake 32. Just on 925. Yeah, most of the reports we've had of it's been fairly strong down to about 500 foot, and then it drops off fairly steadily. You can expect at least 5 knots if you come onto the